to the live. I'm just waiting for Linden to come on. Linden and I are going to be talking about a few things tonight. One of them is the retreat, the upcoming retreat, Ascend and Embody, and as well as, and kind of how they interweave, is that Linden is a past mentee of mine, and how we're going to just like talk about how we've worked together and the things that have come through because of that. And we'll be asking or answering questions about the retreat. And then at the end, we're together, both Linden and I are going to do a card pull, which I realized as I'm sitting here, kick the stand, that I haven't done any card pulls in a bit. So I'm just going to warm up my cards while wait for Linden to come on. And I asked you guys a poll today in my stories. Oh, there she is. Hello, everyone. Then I asked, do you feel like your next level is here? Like, are you feeling it? And it's kind of 50-50. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, your hair's looking very nice.
Thank you. I curled it today.
Well, okay, I need to come close. You missed earlier, but I was wearing my glasses today and look at with the ring light.
Oh.
So
looking a little
let
alien.
My old eyes come in and squint and look at your beautiful hair.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good now.
Good now.
It's a bit crazy today.
Oh my.
My daughter's first dance at a high school, and she's in grade 6, so getting ready for that, and then realized we need a complete outfit swap, so we outfit swap.
Was it a Halloween dress up?
Well, yeah, but it's not cool to dress up, apparently. But we'll see. We'll see. She went with a friend. She's good. And I'm here, and it's all good.
Well, don't tell Vera that, because she just went to her first dance and she dressed up. And
I
actually,
know.
everyone dressed up. And
I
was
think
great.
it's cool to dress up, but
You're so fun. You know, who knows?
I don't know. What do I know? I'm not cool anymore.
I was just warming up my cards because I haven't pulled a card in eon, and Queen of Keys is like actually women in business and like the highest form of that. So
I love
that
it.
was a good omen.
That's perfect.
I
love that.
Because we're here today to talk about the retreat.
Yeah.
Talk about your past mentorship.
Yes.
And answer some questions and do some card pullings together, and whatever other magic wants to come through.
Yes, I love that. And yeah, if there's any questions about any of that, I'm just excited to, I don't know, talk about all the things, but all the witchy things. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about my experience. I had a great experience. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's asked to join. It's so funny when that happens. Definitely, if anyone has questions at any point, we will answer them, even if it feels like silly or anything like that. Because I'm way jumping ahead, but I just had this conversation, so it's at the front of my mind about someone feeling like imposter syndrome, essentially. Yeah. With it, and maybe I'll bring it up later at the end, because I haven't even introduced you. We should talk about. I know. I feel like yes. Well, it's so hard, when you know someone and we just jump into conversation. But Linden, welcome, Linden. Thank you. I've known Linden for a long time. We've worked together though for 5 years. Yeah, since 2020. Yeah, and it's cool because we work like with each other. I hire you, you hire me, and it's a very neat relationship that we have. Yeah. And Linden is a photographer. That's how I first started working with you. Yeah. And it's evolved to intuition and tarot and you've been there with the front row seat to the evolution. Yeah.
which is pretty
And
cool.
well, it's very neat to see that evolution because it's not
Yeah.
one that most people would like consider with
Yeah.
intuition.
Yeah.
So
Love it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
yeah. Well, let's talk about our journey together. Like
Okay.
let's start at the start.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I feel like like many people, COVID was a time when everything came to a grinding halt, and then you had to figure out, wait, which way forward you want to go. So in that time, and maybe even a little bit before, I had tarot cards, and I would like pull them sometimes if I like remembered I had them, and then maybe I would journal a little bit if I remembered to do that. So it was kind of like back burner. I didn't really use them that much, but I always loved it. I always was interested in that. And I have a friend, my best friend, who had a daily practice where she would pull a card almost every morning and journal. And I'm like, that's amazing that you do that every day. Like I could never do that. Da, 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 da. But then just like also hard stuff came up in that time, like it did for everybody. And I really knew myself. I just needed something, I needed some energetic help versus just like talk therapy. I just wanted some help on a deeper level, with more of my subconscious. And you came into my realm. I don't even remember how. I mean, other than like, I
I
don't
know
remember
I
how.
remember that too. Like when I started doing readings,
Yeah.
I must have.
Because at the time we couldn't see each other in person. So I hadn't
Mm,
seen you in person until like a year later, maybe. I don't
wow.
know. It was a while. It was, and I forgot about that part, but I was like, yeah, we just met through video, and video readings, and it was really impactful on my life, really powerful. Um, just helped me sort of understand that it's real, right? At that point, the energetic world was kind of like I knew about it. Like I had some witchy friends, right? And I mean, I still have witchy friends, but it wasn't something that I put much thought or weight into every day. So yeah, it was kind of a turning point to kind of my own understanding of realizing like, oh, this is really helpful for me. I felt a lot better, a lot more understanding of myself. And like I said, at that point, tarot was just for fun. um, and then you created something really cool
Yeah.
that it was the very, very beginning beta stage, and you thought of me as someone who might be interested in joining, and it was your beta welcome home online course to discovering intuition in ourselves. Like it wasn't even like, yeah, it was for the very beginning, and how to harness it, how to be safe to connect within it, what it all means. It was really, really cool, especially at that time when we couldn't meet in person, to be a part of a community like that. And I got so excited. I feel like we did
We
it
meet
every
like
year.
once a week, I think.
It was once a week for like 4 weeks.
5 weeks, maybe 4 or 5.
Maybe
Yeah.
5 weeks. And I learned so much. I have like journals of like notes, and I just was like, oh, this is really cool. And also keep in mind, I'm also a person who's like, ooh, new thing, and I like dive headfirst into it and learn everything, and then I'm like, that's it. Right? So I kind of expected it to be like, oh, that's cool for now, and then it would
Move on
drop
to the
off,
next.
and it totally hasn't. It's like expanded like huge. So that may not happen for everyone, but I found my experience was that once I found it, I couldn't unfind it, and it's even bigger part of my life than it was before that. So yeah, so being a part of that group was really awesome.
But you took the course, or like you started seeing me as a client,
Yeah.
doing one-on-one readings. You did
Yeah.
the course, but then it was kind of separate from what you did with photography.
Yes. Yeah. So my photography, I've been a photographer since basically for myself since like 2015.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for myself. And I worked for a photographer before that, so it's quite a while.
Cool. Oh,
Um, so, but it was built primarily like shooting families, couples, babies, and then I moved out of that and realized I wanted to shoot like entrepreneurs or businesses, and so that was kind of my main bread and butter. And I did a lot of like Instagram marketing and social media help and a lot of things like that. So that's kind of where it was at the time. Had nothing to do with tarot, nothing to do with intuition, nothing. I knew that the way I worked was fairly intuitive. I just knew that about myself because, how do you explain the way you work to someone? And I'm like, I never could find the right words for it. The way it happened is the way it happened. And yeah, so I kind of knew it, but I didn't put much weight into it. I was just like, yeah, I'm a budding photographer and I work for businesses and yeah.
And then how did you bring those two worlds together?
Well, it was largely because of your influence. I will say it's your fault. I am
I'll take the blame.
Yeah, take the blame. I brought them two together because it's so crazy, but it was your photo shoot. I did two photo shoots in 1 week. There was a first photo shoot with a client who I really love. I've known her forever. But so I did that photo shoot with her. She wanted headshot portraits. We were outside. She has a more like corporate tech job, but we were outside. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I really like the creative portraiture, like in nature, but also like not too stark, like not the white background stuff. So she's like, no, no, I want to be outside. I'm like, cool. So we're doing the photo shoot, and literally the next day was your photo shoot, the first one, and which I was really excited about. And at the time, I also did makeup, so I was like,
Yes.
I did her makeup and photo shoot, and did your makeup and photo shoot. So fun. But like after your photo shoot, I had this like incredible download because my intuition is my knowing, like it's just felt sense. It's not necessarily sensations all the time, but it's kind of like this knowing. And so I had this download message come through that was like, I really struggled with her photo shoot. And it's nothing to do with her. She's amazing. It was me. I was like, why am I struggling so much? And then after your photo shoot, I was like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was so much fun. And because you and I get along great as well, but there was this energetic element to it that you brought because that's your work. But so I felt the permission to bring my energetic self. So I brought cards.
Yes.
Right? Because I was like, oh, Nyla knows this stuff. Like, let's try it. And so even just that shift of like, I didn't even really pre-plan that. I just kind of thought of it. And yeah, just seeing those two in contrast. And I mean, I'm always trying to figure out like, what do I like? What do I not like doing? Like, there's a million photographers. And like, how do I stand out? Like, all this kind of stuff. But I knew for myself, like, there was something there to like dig into. I was like, what was different? Like, I dissected it so much in my head.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like this like contrast right in front of me, and now I'm
I
editing these
never
photos after
realized.
the fact. I know. Now I'm editing because I had you both in the same week, right? So now I'm editing the photos afterwards, and I'm like, okay, they're both great photos, but why am I like? It's so easy to go through yours. I was like, boom, 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 boom. It was so much fun, so creative, and then going through hers, I'm like, that's not how I wanted it to be. Or there was just like it was just sticky. The process wasn't fluid, and it just kind of, yeah, again, it was one of those like, well, why? I'm very curious when things like that happen. I'm like, why do I feel that way?
This hasn't come up before.
I
This is
know,
very
it is my
interesting.
secret like thing, yeah. Um, and so, and I thankfully have beautiful friends around me, and they're still around me, who I would talk to about this. And so my bestie, I was like, this is what's happened. And she's like, interesting. She's like, that you used a lot more of your intuition or energy with Nyla, and that like lit you up. Like that made you really excited. And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, like what am I supposed to do with that? Like, I don't know. What does that mean? Um, what does that mean? And so that happened, and then moving on with life. But then you posted that you were offering mentorships, and at this point I'd probably done more like meditations with you. I think we'd probably had more readings, I don't remember, but I was definitely in it. I was in it. I was like, cool. Like, how could that work for me? Like, I want to mentor, but I don't want to be an energy worker. Like, how do I fit? And you're like, well, maybe, you know?
Tell me about it.
And that weekend, I was coming up for a girls' weekend. And so, because you had moved also away
Yes.
further from me, we used to live close together. Now we don't. Um, and so I was going to come, and I came and I saw you, and we did our first session
Yes.
all in one. And that was like so powerful and so cool to start the mentorship. And
And your Reiki attunement.
yeah, and my Reiki training. So it was like, it was a great kickstart. And I knew, like, even just from us talking, because I was like, how can I make this work? But I kind of knew, I'm like, I want to bring it into my photography in some way, in a more like structured way. So it's not just like winging it all the time. Um, so yeah, that really kickstarted it, to like bringing them, merging those two worlds
So
together.
how do
Because
you
I
do
very
that
much
now
felt
then?
like two different people.
So how do you merge it now?
Well, um, through working with you, we set up the structure and the framework so that during my client consultations, client meetings, for those, anyone just popping on, I'm a creative, intuitive photographer, and bringing my intuition into my photography, Nyla helped to create the framework and the um, practical side of it. It's like, what does that look like? What can you do to make this space safe and encouraging? Because a lot of my work is like, my purpose in the photography is to level up my clients. So it's like, someone can come to me like, oh, I just need a headshot. I'm like, do you, or like, what do you need it for? Oh, I just need it for work. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, no, I like shooting for people who are like, have a purpose and have like ambition in their business and are creating their businesses for themselves, or to, it's not necessarily like, I work for the bank and I want a headshot. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I have so many great friends who will do that for you. Um, so yeah, so my purpose is to help level people up in ways that they don't even really realize at the time. So using tarot and using energy work to tap into a higher level version of themselves. It felt really daunting. I was like, is that even possible? How do I do that? How do I do that safely? Like, I didn't know any of it. So between you and I, we figured out like a process that instantly like clicked for me. It was really, really cool. It was not hard to integrate into work. Um, Everybody's loved it who's worked with me. They felt it. They felt very like um, just very like understood and also encouraged. And then when they get their photos back, they were like, okay, like they saw the vision. We created a vision like practically, like I would create a mood board based on like our consultation and what the cards kind of said. Um, and then we would, yeah, go and do it. And it was amazing. It's been so cool.
And then I remember near the end of your mentorship, and I was like, what if people really like your tarot reading and then they just want you to do tarot reading? You're like, no,
No.
no. Why would, no? I was like, okay, just put it on the back burner.
I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that. I know, because at the time, you want to talk about imposter syndrome. I'm like, no, 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 this is just like something I do for me. And like, now I'm letting in like my clients. That's like a little bit more of like oh, okay, yeah, I'm like owning the fact that I use this tool, but like lots of people do. And, it was just like, but like reading for other people, I was like, how do I do that? I don't know. And you're like, you're already doing it. Like, people want this from you. Oh, and truly, it was your, like, you and Sophie and my friend Catherine, like all of you being like, just do it. Like, you have nothing holding you back. You don't need anything else. We believe in you. And I'm like, oh, well, if you guys think I should. Honestly, I like blocked out my own like imposter syndrome for a sec to be like, sure, let's do it. And like, it's been so fun to just do tarot readings outside of the photography. Um, Yes.
I didn't choose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't choose. I wasn't like, I'm going to learn how to do tarot. It was like, it was just the obvious tool that I had a little bit of experience with and I found a connection with. So yeah, so bringing tarot into photography, but now I feel like the pendulum has even swung a little more, where reading for others is actually more so what I do than photography. I haven't given up photography. I love it. It'll always be there as a creative outlet, but yeah, it's been really successful and really great to be a reader as well.
And is that why you're feeling pulled to come into the retreat, Ascend and Embody? Because, okay, Lindyn's coming, and I've asked her why she's coming, and she hasn't fully explained to me
Oh
yet.
yeah.
So I'm going to be hearing this for the first time as well.
Yes. And so since doing a lot more readings for people, I'm just like, as a human myself doing it, I'm like, I love it. However, I'm always striving to be a safer place, more of a conduit, more like getting myself out of the way. And I find there was a not a wall, I don't know how to explain it, but within my readings, there's a certain level that I get to with how the messages comes out, and they're beautiful and there's nothing wrong with them at all with where I'm at, but I'm ready to like hold bigger space, like expand my capacity for what messages can come through so that I can deliver it in a way that I'm good at already, but it's like having the ability to go deeper for people and for myself, but mainly for the people that I'm reading for, because I want to. I think that's the next step. And I'm like, okay, how do I do that?
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Yes, that's perfect. To, well, I was like up level but go deeper. It seems like different directions, but it's
Yeah,
the same thing.
it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that will be amazing because when we're in the retreat, there, well, because the other question I keep getting to, is like, what is, what am I going to be teaching? And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to have, basics of making sure everyone's safe because some people I've never worked with, and we're going to be opening a space. There's going to be group healings that I'm going to be doing, but ultimately it's tailored to each person. Like I want it to be like
Yeah.
a immersive mentorship for that day,
Yeah.
because so many people come in with like, well, I did this course,
Hmm.
but like, how do I do that practically? I read a book about this and I thought I knew how to do it, but then how do I
Yeah.
actually do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those kind of
Like it's
questions where
like
you just kind of,
custom tailoring it a little bit more, where it's like, okay, what is it that you do now? Where, yeah, yeah, it's, I love that. That's gonna be awesome.
yeah, and allowing hands on. So I feel
Yeah.
like since 2020, so much of life has been
Hmm.
separated where we can
Hmm.
actually just be in person and practice.
Yeah. Which I will speak to as well, that since starting all of this in COVID and then realizing, I mean, everyone's realizing we still need human connection, and everyone's really yearning for it. Like it's something like I was just talking to my mom earlier actually and telling her that like I'm not surprised, but a little bit surprised that people are willing to spend money on readings right now. I'm like, money's tight for everybody. Like it's not necessarily something that you can just, yeah, spend lots of money on. But at the same time, there's so much unknown right now, and a lot of people are feeling that. And to be somebody as a practitioner who can hold more in a very safe way where I'm not burnt out, because I also have two kids. I have a house, we renovate houses, we have an Airbnb, we have so many other things in this like earth world that I'm like responsible for.
Yeah.
But I know this work has to continue. So I'm like, if I don't do it sustainably, like I'm gonna burn out and I'm gonna stop doing it. And that would make me sad. So I think it now more than ever, being someone, even in energy work or tarot or even just like counseling or anyone who talks to people one to one, because that's an energy exchange. It's like if you can hold a stronger capacity for meeting people where they're at, you're going to be successful, like business wise, but also it just in life. Like it'll help me personally anyway, with my kids, with my partner, like
Yeah.
everything,
Great
right?
connection for sure.
Yeah.
Being able to hold that space. And it's it's an interesting time because yes, there is that money concern, but I'm seeing like I'm more busy now than ever because people are feeling that pressure,
Yeah.
and we're seeing the shifts in people. I'll read that in a second, Kathy. Um, the benefit
Yeah.
of connecting more inwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a bit scary. So to have someone guide you, or you can trust that they're not going to let you fall through the cracks into the abyss, you know, as you do this energy work or whatever you connect with, is so important. Because I mean, I have experiences of being read or being in a meditation or something with somebody who I didn't necessarily know that well, nothing wrong with them, but it was just not a good fit. But it was like, I didn't feel held. Why? It's like I wasn't fully safe in that container. Why? Like,
Mm.
you know, there's lots of time, and that can happen too, and that's just a message to be like, you know, maybe not the right person or not the right thing, but for me anyway, that I found. But I can feel the difference when a
Totally. And that's one of
facilitator has
my,
the capacity, you know.
yeah, and that's one of my biggest kind of whys in doing this work is yes, to get people to be expressing their gifts, but do it so there's integrity.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we don't want to bypass any of it. And
No.
that's, yeah, like all of the focus. Yes, it's like practicing and up leveling, but
Yeah.
your safety and your sustainability
Yeah.
and you being grounded and you, like I've done it, I'm kind of to 6 years doing this work full time.
Yeah.
And there's some times where it's like I have a lot of clients and like you, busy life, responsibility,
Yeah.
all the things. Never once, not one single time in those 6 years have I burnt out,
Yeah.
crashed.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. And I
yeah.
can label a ton of times that I've crashed in photography and like all the jobs I've done because I didn't do it sustainably. I didn't do it in a way that I cared for myself first before I cared for others. I'm an empath, right? Like I give.
Yeah.
Um, but like using tarot especially is so powerful because it's teaching me how to like move out of the way, right? Like so
Yeah. Where you
it's
can
like all
highlight
those
your
tools.
sensitivity
Yeah.
without compromising yourself. Because
Yes.
me too, I'm highly, highly sensitive.
Yeah.
And I take, like, I feel everything in my body,
Yes.
but still,
Yeah.
you learn. It
Yeah.
becomes your superpower.
Yeah.
I'm going to read your question, Kathy. I feel blocked like I've gone backwards. How can I prepare for the workshop if this is where I'm at? Because Kathy is coming.
Nice.
That,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. She's also a past mentee. So
Yeah.
both you guys, yay. I There's a few things I want to say to this. One, Kathy, I feel like when we're on the precipice of change is when we often feel the worst, or like the imposter syndrome gets the loudest, or our self doubt gets the loudest, because just before we step over that threshold, our ego is like, "Are you sure? Like, I know you asked for more, but are you sure?" Because once you take that step, there's no going back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that ultimate kind of test, or that choice too, right? Like it's a free will choice. So one, I feel like that's important to note, that you're not alone in these feelings, especially because I know you too, that you've been going through so much and healing so much, that that's a possibility. Two, yep.
Yeah.
Two, it's not about perfection. Like,
Yeah.
part of when I set up a container, before I even share it publicly, right? Like I have an intent, I have a vision, and that energy is interwoven. So the type of people that I'm calling in are people of integrity. You know, even if people are like brand new to the work,
Yeah.
they have, like, in their soul, they have this commitment or this willingness to show up. So the people that are coming in are, we can hold space for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And having it all practitioners, we can all relate. Like there's
Yeah.
going to be times where we're not on our best, but we're showing up anyways, and we can rise together. Like that's the point, so that we can rise together. It's not, okay, yeah, so stay back there. Like, no, you come along too.
Yeah. Totally. I love that. That's a big aspect I was excited for, too, Kathy, that to meet other people who are kind of in the same boat. in a way, even though they're completely different boats, but we're all like floating along, and it's like, oh, we do different things, but I can relate. Versus, in my normal, I'd say muggle world, I don't always have that. I don't I have some beautiful friends in my life I can relate with. But it's just nice to meet more. So
And then the how do you prepare?
yeah.
I feel if you can go inwards and perhaps talk to that part of you, like an inner child part of you that feels like it's not being acknowledged in this, or feeling like it needs a little bit extra support, or that it's like, yeah, like that imposter part. It's something that we've worked through together. And also like to say, I can recognize that in you because I know that in myself. It's not, you're different than me, right? Again, we're walking this path together.
Yeah.
How can you feel, I want to say safe enough, as in it's not perfection, right? No one's coming to this because they're in a perfect spot, because perfect doesn't exist. It's, we're coming with our own things we want to move through and work through and up level in.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can talk about and share about in the retreat.
Hmm. Sweet. Oh, I'm so excited.
Linden, as you were thinking about the retreat, was there any hesitation for you?
Yeah, money. Always money. Like I said, we're in the middle of a renovation. We have two kids. Um, One of my kids higher needs, so I don't have a full-time job, so I do all these little jobs here and there. But anyways, um, it's always money, and that's what hits me first, and that's an old pattern of mine. I grew up with this. Um, so I don't allow it to stop me fully anymore, but I feel it, and I'm like, is this something I should invest in? I mean, prime example, I had to say no to a girls' trip that I absolutely was heartbroken not to go on. My closest friends went to Montreal, and I was meant to be on that trip, and how amazing would that be if I was there? And I couldn't say yes at the time. It just wasn't in the cards, and it just was like, I'm a full believer that if I want it, I get it. And that was like, oh, I really want it, and I don't get it. So yes, when this pops up, it's so interesting because even with the trip, I was like, yeah, I want to do that, but I didn't have this full body, like knowing that, like what it felt like to already be there, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where with the retreat, um, I was like, I have to be there. Like there was no like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. It was like, no, I'm gonna figure it out. Because I need to be there. I need this learning. And it also helps that it's to do with work. And so that is another part of it. It's like, okay, well, logistically, I can use this as my education for my like my business, because it's education for me and I and my business.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like practically it's a good thing, but beyond that, it was more of like a knowing. And this is what I want to share before, where this has happened to me before in this sort of sense as to like investing in myself. Yes, thanks. That's my mom. Ancestral money wound. Yeah, I'm working on it, mom. Um, it's happened before, really, really strongly. The very, very first time I kind of did something for myself, that was like totally out of left field. It was after I had two kids, but my daughter was just about turning one. And I was just feeling very overwhelmed, very stressed. Kids are young, and I also am like, who am I? Like a lot of young mothers, who am I? Where did I go? Kind of thing. And I was on Facebook, and I think a friend maybe shared that there was like a women's retreat, and I'm like, women's retreat sounds like, ugh. Like it wasn't something on my radar, but on there it was like paddleboarding, stay in these cabins. It's only 2 nights. It's not that far away. And it was like, but it was a really big investment for the time. And I like didn't have that money, but I was like, it was like something overcame me. And I just like emailed and was like, I'm there. Like I signed me up, and I went. And that was like life changing for me. Meeting all those women was life changing. just doing something out of the box was life changing. And so it's like I just had this knowing I had to be there. I figured it out. It wasn't easy, but that changed my trajectory in my photography business and just life in general, because I actually ended up meeting a whole bunch of clients that I didn't know I was going to even do work for. At the time, I didn't even photograph businesses or women, and they were like, it was just this, yeah, divine sort of like, you gotta go. I was the youngest one there by a long shot, um, and still breastfeeding. So I had to, it was just like so much chaos of like, oh my God, what am I doing? Um, but it changed my life. And so this sort of had that similar vibe, in that I need to invest in myself right now. This is the right time for me. But what is it that I actually need? It's like, oh, this would be just like that one-to-one support to expand in that way would be so beneficial to not only my business, like I said, but to my family, to my friends, to my children, to myself, like all of these things, that I hit daily that come up. Um, so that was like a similar feeling to that other one. Yeah.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Having that anchoring point and being able to reflect between
Yeah.
them.
But even after I decided, I was still like, should I text her back? Oh no, like that's gonna happen. But I'm like, no, trust it. It's fine. And I pulled cards on it, and I asked someone else to pull cards on it for me. Lo and behold, it was
Just
all
double
about
checking.
group gatherings, and like it was all very much a yes, 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 yes. So I love that.
That's so funny. I like that. So the retreat, the
Yeah.
details of the retreat, it's called Ascend Embody because it's it's the expansion of, but it's also the human
Yeah.
anchored in it.
Hmm.
And it's in Roberts Creek, November 21st to 23rd. So it's 2 nights with meals. There's shared rooms. There's private rooms. Um, yeah, the double private room got sold today. So the private rooms left are for the queen beds. Um, what are the other details?
I mean,
There.
the house itself is like pure magic.
Have you been
It's
there?
No, not physically, but I have some other way. No, what I know about Linwood House is that they host a lot of retreats, for embodiment, for support of women, especially. Doesn't have to be women, but you know,
Yeah.
all sorts of people use it. But it's very supportive, and it's very like witchy feeling, like just the decor, and it's cool. Yeah,
It must be why I was pulled to that one because there's
I
so
was,
many different options. I'm like, no, it's that one.
yeah,
It
I'm
called
excited.
me.
It's very cool. Yeah.
And so for who is this for? I, I'm calling it a practitioner retreat, but it's people who hold space, people who want to incorporate energy work more into their lives, into their work, especially even if it's like unconventional, like you, like the photographer who
Yeah.
I can't even see how this is going to happen. We want to bring it in.
Yeah.
So
And it's totally
anyone like
possible.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like counselors,
Hmm.
for sure. I like have a lot of
Life
clientele.
life coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my clients is a doula, and it's like, oh, that
Mm,
was like the
yeah.
space that she holds. It would be perfect,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And then, of course, like the traditional energy worker, psychic, medium, anyone who feels like they're going into burnout or they're having a hard time connecting in, grounding. You feel like you can only do like 1 or 2 clients a day or a week,
Yeah.
or on the kind of the other end, I've heard a lot of people who, you'll say 20, 30 years ago, psychic, no problem. I did it all the time. And now the energy, like it's just, the energy's changed. How we
Yes.
connect in is changed, and just helping people continue with their gifts and
Hmm.
sharing that expression with the
Hmm.
world because we still need it. But
Hmm.
how can we tweak it so that you are safe, so that you
Hmm.
are supported in that? And again, like I mentioned before, the one of the other intents with doing this is, people's. I keep going back to Reiki because that's often when people
Yeah.
come or like ask questions about it. It's like, well, I did this Reiki course, but how do you actually do it? Like,
Yes.
I've read the book, or I went to this weekend thing, but like,
Mhm.
what's the actual process? Or, I've worked with my friends and family, but and I've done it for a long time, but I don't think I'm ready for paying clients. It's like, well, you are.
I'm so glad you said that because that was for me the same thing where like tarot for friends and family, like, yeah, this is so cool, let me do it. Like anyone text me for a card, I was like, your gal. But for other people I don't know, I'm like, am I able to do that? Do I have the ability? Like, is that going to burn me out? Am I going to be like opening some like gates that I shouldn't open? Like, there was just so many, like,
And then what do you
I
find?
got worried. Hmm?
What do you find out once you've read for people you don't know versus friends and family? What have you found with it?
I haven't concluded much other than it's very fascinating how different, how the same a lot of readings are, a lot of the same cards are pulling up, and how different they are interpreted depending on who's in front of me and depending on their ability to understand themselves. I think is a big
Right.
one.
Okay, there's
Yeah,
that.
which is
Well,
huge, but yeah.
what I find,
But I don't get as nervous anymore. Actually, no, that's not even true. I do get nervous that because I do tarot in a beautiful space, Sophie's space in Roberts Creek, Monday mornings from 9 to 1. Um, but that's the first time I've been like in a public space where it's like you walk by, you can come in and get a reading. Like I've done events, but even events didn't feel that crazy. I don't know why. It just feels different now. Um, and I love it, but I'm like that this is another big reason where I'm like, okay, this is a big step to take. Like, and I'm proud of myself and here I am doing it and I know there's more. Like I know there's more coming as well. So so yeah, it definitely feels different when you open yourself up to the public, quote unquote.
yes,
Yeah.
I have found, in what I often tell people who are on kind of that precipice of, I want to start having paying clientele,
Yeah.
that it can be easier to read them
Yeah.
because you don't know them. So there's not that second guess of like, oh, well, I already knew you had that diagnosis,
True. Yeah.
pulling from that, or, and yeah, I find that it can flow easier actually with people you don't know.
Yeah. I haven't found that yet, but maybe that's next level, right? So I'm like, it depends. I don't know.
It depends. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I have a lot
knowing
to
what the
learn. I'm
practice
like,
is.
how do I be more of a neutral, not neutral, well, yeah, neutral conduit of information where taking myself out of like there's so much to practice that I'm like nowhere near perfection. Like we were talking to Kathy about that's not even close to what what I'm doing.
I am so excited for this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
And in the weekend, you guys are going to be paired off. And so you're going to be practicing with people
Yeah.
you don't know. And I'm
Yes.
going to
Yeah.
be really pushing you guys into
Yes.
like whatever, your tailored needs are, because that's we want to
Yeah.
stretch you
Yeah.
in a safe space.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Me too. And just to be
Um,
cared for, I don't have to make any food. I'm like, oh, that sounds so
right.
nice.
And what I'm really excited about too is Saturday evening we're going to do the ET contact,
Yeah.
and I was telling Kathy about this earlier. Where like there's this fun aspect to it. There's this creative aspect to this. There's the multidimensional aspect. But what I really love about doing that kind of work is we come in a coherent state. So it's like, okay, during the day we're learning
Mm.
our own space, but then that evening, what happens when we come together as one and hold a
Mm.
single intent? And then what's possible?
Oh, cool. Whoa. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nice.
It'll be
Like,
fun.
but
It'll be great. It's gonna be clear skies.
perfect. I asked someone else too who's coming. I was like, well, why are you coming? And she's, because this one is someone who has practiced for some time. And I
Mhm.
was like, what's your intent? And she said she's coming because one, she felt called to it, but
Mhm.
because it's a place to integrate her different modalities. So she wants to kind of learn and practice how
Mm.
to synthesize it all or interweave it all and have
Cool.
that space. And she's like, and I love how you hold space. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
nice. Does anyone have any questions about the retreat or about any of it? I think I have my notes, but I didn't really look at them. Did we miss anything, Linden?
No, I mean,
I think we covered a lot.
sounds amazing. Wish I could make it. Oh, we missed that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
The next one. Yes, Shauna. I'm so excited too.
Yeah. So jazzed.
What was your intent? Can you share? Shauna, what your... It's so interesting here how I want to come. Oh, amazing. On the website, or you can go into my bio and there's links. It's called Ascend and Embody. Yes, we'd love to have you. I can type, or yeah, probably my bio is the easiest way.
Yeah.
So what is our intent with the card pulling? Were we pulling for the general collective, or are we pulling for who's on the call or who's going to listen to the replay?
Ooh. Yeah.
Do you like how like my teacher hat just comes on?
Yeah, I love it. Already, it begins right now. I like that it's for a more specific audience, just so that it hits the right people.
Okay, yes.
So collective reading for those on the live, those watching the video afterward, or perhaps finding it months and months from now because you're going to post it. So it's for whoever. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I know. And that's so hard too. Like, I totally get it. Like, timing is never great. That's another thing that made me be like, ugh, timing. Like, weekends are hard sometimes. November's tough. It gets closer. Like, yeah, definitely had all of those same sort of things pop through my brain of like, how do I get help for the responsibilities that I have? But help does show up. I will say that. Even when you think it won't, it does. So hopefully,
Yes.
that
And
helps.
even from my end,
Yeah.
because
Yes, Shona.
I didn't necessarily have this big, it was like, I want to say nagging, but maybe that's not fair to say to about my guides, but it was kind of like there in the background. And then all of a sudden it was just this loud, like, you need to do it. It's time to do it. And then for me, it's like, well, it's close to Christmas and then this, and then the financial things, you know, like all of those same things come through with me. And my God, like, no, it's time because people need it. There's mass awakenings happening. There's deepenings of practice, but they show too, and I've been having this message for a couple of years, like how 2025 it's been a big year. 2026, it expands in a different way. And then 2027, it's almost like we've kind of made it. And so if we were, or if I was to push us back, you know, like make the excuse like, okay, well, what if I just did it in March and, you know, let Christmas pass, let all these things, we would almost miss the boat for it. Like 100%. I'm preparing you guys and myself, like I'm growing through this too, so that we can meet the people who need us, like truly.
Yeah.
So many of us, you guys, all of us are here to make impact and support people and hold space for people, but we can't do that if we're not showing up, if we're not listening.
Yeah. I'll say one tiny little tidbit. I had an astrology reading with Kit, my friend Kit, 2 days ago, and that was another like clincher of like, yeah, now actually for me in my chart is this deep like Scorpio, like inward, but it's like an inward Scorpio feeling of like this is a time to really dig into me so that come spring, like it's a totally different version of me. And that's like literally what she said. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. We're preparing now.
Yes, Shauna, at the end of your hermit year. Yes, it's like the perfect, perfect little like celebratory like investment in yourself. I love that.
And Shoni said it's too much to type Lots
Yeah.
of reasons. It just mainly feels right. Yeah. And that's incredible to have the bravery to feel that and then act on that.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my first card.
Okay. I'm gonna keep shuffling.
Keep shuffling. I'm gonna pull two.
I'm gonna pull two. One more shuffle. Ooh.
Mine are quite interesting, actually. Can you see both?
Ooh,
Queen
mine.
of
Oh
Keys.
my God, mine are Okay.
The
Uh,
Queen of Keys reversed and Three of Scrolls
okay.
reversed. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, so I feel like these are definitely like speak together. It's a whole story. It's interesting. If you were here at the very beginning, the card I pulled was like, I haven't pulled these or used these cards forever.
Yeah.
I just want to wake them up. And I pulled the Queen of Keys the right
Hmm.
way, which is like her exalted, her in her light of being empowered in business and making like strong financial decisions. So the King of Keys reverse, you're not feeling supported in your work, in your decision making. Things they're saying on paper should have worked out, could have worked out.
Hmm.
They're also just talking about responsibilities. So it doesn't necessarily have to be work either.
Hmm.
Um, Again, it's like idea of planning. Well, I thought I had my 5 year plan, my 10 year plan, my whatever. And all of a sudden you're like, things are burning to the ground. Or
Yeah.
I thought this was the line, the trajectory I was on. Absolutely not. So it feels like you're not being supported, you're not supporting yourself, but also people aren't seeing you or seeing the changes that you are. Yeah, because they're showing a crystal's breaking. So like there's these internal changes, but your external world hasn't shifted with that, and then allowing a redirection for sure.
Bottom of my deck, this is an awkward way to hold it. I have the chariot. The chariot is like a redirection,
Oh.
but empowered. It's an empowered redirection, right? It's a forward movement. I love this card in this deck because there's no reins other than energetic reins on these horses. These are wild
Oh.
horses that are leading the carriage, but it's like an intention base. So you're intentionally moving forward. Um, so interesting. I got two pentacles, so very much to do with um, work, money, business, energy spent. But I got the four pentacles, and you can see here she's clutching, a little
Mm-hmm.
bit clutching the purse. So there's this feeling of like I don't have extra right now. I have what I have, and I've earned it, and I've worked hard for it, and I don't necessarily want to give it out. But with that, we have this beautiful Six of Pentacles. And I love that there's a progression. There's a four and then there's a six that came out. And to me, the six is very much like a give and receive. It's a give and receive card. So these two cards together, it's like if you withhold, um, it's almost like you're shut off from receiving. But if you are able to realize that it's such like you can see in this card, like a
Infinity.
infinity of like what you give out to the world, you get back. If you believe in that, I do. And these two cards together in the collective is that to me that you are in charge of your life. You are in charge of your decisions. If it's a practical decision to kind of save your pennies at the moment, then that's a choice. Like everything is a choice. But the Four of Pentacles is also very stable and a bit more of a pause. So I think these three cards together especially are to be very intentional with your choice. So if it's a gut yes, because that chariot card, that's what's guiding you forward, then you will get back more than you give. But if it's a gut like no, now's not the time, that's a great decision too. That's an intentional choice.
Which I feel like answers that question. You think the Four of Pentacles may be about discernment?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's like it's not like, yeah, spend your money. It's just like it's you pausing to make a choice
Yeah, for you.
for you. Yeah.
your truth. And as you were doing that, I pulled one more. It's like, okay, I always like to do like, what's the outcome? Okay, we have the information. Yeah. What do we do with that information? Yeah. It's one of scrolls on track. So it's like, okay, once I've made that decision, that chrysalis in me has expanded, feeling supported, I'm feeling seen, you're on track.
Yeah.
And that, they keep saying responsibilities. I don't know what that means.
I mean, that's, anything that you're responsible for.
But it feels like within like self-responsibility.
Right.
This has been fun.
This is so fun.
Does anyone have any other questions?
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, we should do this again though. And
this is great.
Hang out. Responsibility to self.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we can be responsible for. Mm-hmm. We can hold space for our kids and we can shepherd our kids, but ultimately
it's just us. Yeah.
Yeah. And how we show up to hold that space and Cool.
I'm excited to meet everyone who comes. I know it's like a bit not biased of me, but I get to go. So I'm excited. but I intentionally chose, and I am, putting all the ducks in a row so that I can be there. But I am very excited to see who else also puts their ducks in a row to be there. I think it's just so magical to gather that way. Anytime I've spent time like a very intentional gathering, like a retreat or something similar, it always blows my mind to like how that person was also there at the same time as me. Like it's just, I love it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. This is kind of, it might seem out of left field, but I was just talking to a friend who she just went away to this meditation event, and she went through this event 2 years ago, and she's still like been processing it, and she found someone, like it's something you could never even make up. She found someone at that event who went through something like so similar.
So specifically similar.
Yes.
Whoa. Yeah. And you wouldn't, I love that.
That was obviously not like her intent to go down.
No. That's like exactly. That's what I mean, where it just happens. Like we're all there for a purpose, and our purposes are all so different. But that just we gather at that time is just, I always find it fascinating.
Yeah, me too. I love that kind of stuff. Okay, well, thank you so much, Linden.
Thanks for having me. That was really fun.
It was fun. And now you get to go connect with your daughter because she'll be home from the dance.
Yes. Oh my God. The first one. So cute. And then Halloween. Yeah, it's crazy time, but hey, it's fun. Yeah.
Thank you guys all for coming.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
Mom. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for listening, and thank you for watching, whoever watches this later.
Yes. And if you guys are watching it later and you have questions, put them in the comments.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.